Welcome to Finance to Futurist.
I always like to joke that outsourcing, as you said earlier, and your team does, outsourced or BPO, right? Outsourced has traditionally been a dirty word, right? Or a negative connotation sometimes, or people think if we're outsourcing, people are going to lose their jobs, or there can again be a very negative connotation overall just around the concept of outsourcing. So I guess talk to me about how or why outsourcing is really no longer a dirty word and in a way can be complementary to your in-house finance team.
Again, I think that's because it become a very core service into a company to get the cash. Sometimes you need to have a specific dedication to it and outsource this role or this service means that you will get people focused on that, applying your rules, applying your process, allowing as well to give some advice, recommendation as per the benchmark that we might have by dealing with different companies or different contracts. And that will allow the company to kind of focus on some other key topics like disputes resolutions or sales negotiations or any VIP customers or very kind of a big stake clients. So having an outsource team will bring you efficiency and commitment and focus on what has to be done. I always see if it's in-house, not saying it's obviously worse or better, no judgment to that, but it's more coming to knocking at the door to arrange things, and the process might be kind of dismantled or not followed, and we need process in every role, in every task, in order as well to show reliability in front of our end customers. Because if the process is not followed or if it's not written for everybody, then in front of us, the person who needs to pay will have different speech, different process, and it will be not as trustworthy. Again, going back to the trust you need to build. So outsourcing for me, it's a guarantee of having a team focused, dedicated to the job, but at the same time being able to have an open mind, fresh eyes, and obviously give advice of how to get better or maybe improve things.
That's also a nice segue, because my last question for you is around data. And, we're talking about our Sidetrade data lake today. And sometimes I think people that are in a role of cash collection might think, oh, a data lake, and that sounds too futuristic or too high level or something that's irrelevant to maybe their day-to-day role. But maybe talk to me about how a cash collector or people on your team, how do they leverage data to be more efficient and also to be more, what I would say, proactive or dynamic in their role versus maybe traditionally people thought collections was more reactive. And like you said, you were picking up the phone and not really knowing who to call first. So talk to me a little bit about that role of data today.
Yeah, I think the data allows to have these automations and the artificial intelligence as well, because they would work the data and understand which action needs to be done, and what is the most efficient actions who needs to be done by the human still. So I think the data lake is a key to have this support, as I call it before, but also to allow us as human, as cash collectors, to still have an analytical kind of eyes on it. So data would be some benchmark, obviously. So we do have, as I said, some data where we can benchmark industries or benchmark customers as per the suppliers, and that allows us to adapt the approach that we will have with customers. We may understand is a good payer, a bit better than others. It might be saying it might be it might be improve his DSO with us. So you kind of psychology adapt and then kind of negotiate differently with the customers, without obviously saying that the data allow any system right now to see if the customers really like to be on the phone or by email, or we'd rather have a post. So again, artificial intelligence, data, and cash collectors, that's one team, and we support each other, and we are actually as well gaining efficiency, and we are, I think, bringing more quality into the cash collection job that we are doing, and that's obviously rewarded and added value for our customer.